If you're hired for a full-time, permanent, or term position in the Yukon, you may be eligible for a house hunting trip before you start work, as well as moving expenses.
The recruitment people were great. I mostly corresponded with them via email. However, they were certainly here via telephone, and I also came to Whitehorse at the end of January to meet the human resource people before starting here and had a tour of the hospital.
You'll also discover that there's a chance to find your niche in the Yukon. If you're in a new position, you'll be supported through a comprehensive mentoring process.
To begin with, they look at what your skill set is and what sort of your general needs are, where your strengths and where your weaknesses are. Then they place you in a setting, and I was actually placed here in Paynes Junction, as well as Dawson City were my two placements. And they mentor you, pair you up with a nurse that's been working for a while in this kind of setting. I found it an excellent opportunity to kind of comfortably go into that transition from the big acute care hospital setting to a setting that requires a lot more responsibility, a lot broader spectrum of knowledge.
In fact, the Yukon's nurse mentoring program is being expanded to include all nurses in the Yukon.
So that encompasses both the experienced nurses being able to train them, and then also to support new grads coming in or new nurses working in new areas of practice. There's a statistic that's out there that says that 50% of new grads will leave their first job and actually leave their career in nursing if they've not been supported. So what we're hoping to do is be able to support them in that transition from student nurse to graduate nurse. What's really nice about the Yukon is there's real incentive to support nurses.
If you want to continue your education in the Yukon, you'll not only be encouraged, but you may be eligible for special funding.
The Continuing Nurse Education Fund allows nurses to access shorter programs, workshops, conferences, those things, either here in Whitehorse or elsewhere. And we also have the Nursing Specialty Education Fund, which is designed for longer terms of education in a particular specialty. So that has allowed us to fund nurses to actually complete entire master's programs, and in some cases to actually go out to an outside facility to access the education that they need, and we can give them some help with the residency costs of being outside.
I'm working on my master's through UVic. With the advances in technology, I can wear a headset and talk on the computer with the whole class, have a lecturer, and there's really no reason to have a classroom because you can push a button to put up your hand and ask a question or present your view or type back and forth to other classmates while like a PowerPoint slideshow is going on everybody's computer.